Hi, and welcome to Buenavidaroute. In this episode, you're going to be coming along with us as we explore our first venture out into selling some of our merch at the famous Venice Beach Love Fest. So earlier this year, we went out to the Venice Beach Love Fest. We were invited by the organization that puts it together. And so we drove La Chata from our house over to Venice Beach. Well, technically, for those of you that are Angelinos, you would know that it's actually located on Venice Boulevard between Grandview and Centinela. And so we set up all of our merch in front of La Chata. We had a couple of tables and we put all of our t-shirts and our aprons and our baseball caps. We had our cards, everything set out for sale. And as you will see on the video, we also explored a little bit. So Andres went around looking at all the different vendors. You will see a beautiful lady that makes these great leather purses. There was a lot of jewelry. Some people were selling plants. Some people were doing adoptions for animals. Some people were bringing in things from other countries.
For selling different things from all over the world. It's from Africa. And sunglasses, different styles. Hello.
Obviously, there was also a lot of food trucks, places where you can grab a coffee or a drink. It was being sponsored by one of the gyms that is on that particular block. So obviously they were interested in getting more clients coming into the gym. There was also a very curious reptile exhibition that people could come and buy a reptile pet. I am not into that, but apparently Andres found them pretty curious because he filmed them as he went along, looking at all the different stands. We had a blast while we were there. We honestly did not even make it close to what we spent on the cost of it. But we made a few friends, we met a lot of people, and it was a great day with really good weather. We saw so many cute dogs as there were a lot of people coming with their dogs. And we had taken our little Lexi. The two boys had stayed behind. But it is definitely the kind of place where you can find unique things for either yourself or for your home or as gifts. Thinking ahead of maybe holidays or birthdays. It's definitely the place to be. During the summer, they do another one in June, actually in this month. So be aware of that. And I believe they do one more closer to the holidays towards the end of the year. So there's usually about 2 to 3 per year.
That would be a fun one with the band.
Dude, I was thinking about it.
Maybe the harmonies.
When I'm standing on shaky ground.
So if you're there, not as an exhibitor or as a person selling anything, you will have to find parking along the streets. Some of the cars that you will see that were parked on that particular street were only there temporarily to drop off all the merchandise. But then after the fact, they all had to be moved out because that block does get closed off and it's only pedestrians.
Okay, we are going to see in the other side. Let's check it out.
You will also get nice treats like ice cream, a lot of vintage clothing, very unique clothing that people make themselves, candles. Pretty much anything that you can imagine for either yourself or your home. Baskets, planters. We actually ended up spending more money than what we made because we ended up buying this really cute succulent. And you will see the stand with the succulents where Andres says that the dogs are really cute.
Hello.
Good.
Very good. Nice dogs. Yeah.
So we bought that, and then from the lady right next on that stand, she does resin work, and we bought the map of California as a cutting board with some really beautiful resin work on it that we could use as a charcuterie board or as a cutting board. You know, we basically hung it on the Chata as artwork, and then we bought a couple of little things extra for our dogs from her as well. So you'll be able to see there was a girl inside of a kennel with the dogs that were promoting adoption dogs. So, you know, if you're in the area and you're looking for your four-legged companion, it's definitely one of those places that you could do that at. You will see a really unique schoolie that was there selling vintage clothes, and a lovely little cart that was there with coffee and organic matcha. We ended up getting some really great ribs from this barbecue stand, and I had gotten a coffee earlier that morning to make sure that I was all perked up to be able to sell all of our goodies. You know, maybe one day come back and do this again, but for sure, I think it's one of those things that you have to have a niche for, and we weren't quite prepared. It was our first time doing it. We have gone to the beach area of Venice Beach. You will see some skateboarding going on, some soccer playing going on that Andres was a fan of, and one of our friends was actually playing that day. We had taken a bike ride all the way from that area where the fest was at, down to the beach, and then over across almost to Santa Monica, and then came back around. So meanwhile, we were stopping and explaining a little bit about the beach and about the area.
Venice Beach. Glorious Venice Beach. For all of those of you that have never been here before, it's full of little shops. You can get a tattoo, a piercing, feet. Go to the beach.
Okay, let's check it out.
Go out there and just hang out and watch people. It will always be interesting and never disappointing. And there's lots of foods to eat and lots of trinkets to buy. You can buy all sorts of legal and sometimes not so legal stuff out there.
¿Cómo está Los Ángeles? Toda la comunidad latina. Estamos acá disfrutando de una bella noche en Los Ángeles, California. Reunidos Colombia, Costa Rica y Estados Unidos. Acá hemos estado muy bien estos días disfrutando de las bellezas de Los Ángeles, recordando momentos bonitos, y los invitamos al canal de Buenavidaroute para que ustedes disfruten una experiencia en un espectacular casa rodante con todas las comodidades y que pueda tener acceso a cualquier lugar de esta bella zona y más allá todavía.
Exacto.
Así que los esperamos.
Gracias, Martín.
If you liked this video, please consider subscribing, click like, and stay with us for the following videos in this series. If you want to see more of our past videos, the link is to the right. Thanks, and keep on traveling.